So you're buying a house, and always when you buy a house with a bank loan, it needs an appraisal. But there are times you need two. Let's talk about that. I'm Casey Jenkins with Oak Realty, and when you're purchasing a flipped house and you're purchasing it with an FHA loan, that you might need two appraisals. It depends on how much the flipper bought the house for versus how much the flipper is selling the house for. And there's no getting around it. It is what it is with an FHA loan. Now with a conventional loan, with a VA loan, these things don't apply. It's just for FHA loans. And your lender will be able to tell you up front what's going on because they'll know within the first day or two. Because if the flipper bought the house for $100,000 or more less than they're selling it for, that's when you need two appraisals. Basically to make sure that what they're actually selling it for, the house is actually worth, and they're not trying to rip you off, so they get two opinions of value. This, again, only happens in an FHA loan and only happens in a flipped home. The other caveat to this whole thing is if you have an FHA loan and you're trying to buy a flipped house, that flipper has to own that home for 90 days before you, as the purchaser, can purchase that home. With a VA loan, with a conventional loan, that doesn't matter. It's just FHA. It's called the FHA 90-day flip rule. And so they have to own it for a certain amount of time before you can write a contract on it. Now, are there ways to be able to write that contract, basically hold on to that house, get you going, and then be ready to write the contract again at 90 days? Yes, I've done it multiple times where we've written the contract, we've said, hey, we're FHA, we know you can't write it till 90 days, but you're like at 45 or like you're at 60, like you're right there on the cusp and we really want this house. If we can work out a deal, we'll start getting all of our ducks in a row and getting everything through underwriting, and then come that 91st day, we'll rewrite this whole contract, send it in, get the appraisal, and close 2 weeks later. So there are ways to work around that rule and to make sure you get the house you want, but you gotta know all of these rules and what goes on, and you've gotta know that, hey, if I need two appraisals, I'm gonna have to pay two appraisal fees, so I'm probably looking at about $1,000 in appraisal. And we wanna make sure you have that in the bank so that you can go ahead and pay for those, because that's just something that's gonna happen. As we see more and more houses come on the market and we end up in that buyer's market, we probably won't have to deal with the 90-day flip rule as much because houses are just going to sit on the market a little longer. But right now in a seller's market, you definitely have to watch out, both me as your agent and you, about that 90-day flip rule so that you know what's going on. And we definitely have to watch out about that two appraisals. When the houses sit on the market longer, the appraisal thing doesn't go away, just the 90-day flip rule. So there's some tips in case you're getting an FHA loan for you to watch out for so that you're not coming up against a wall and that agent's telling you, sorry, you can't get this house because of the 90-day flip rule. You can still get it. It just takes a little bit extra work and paperwork on our side and takes a little bit of creativity on your lender's side. So if you got more questions about that, or you just want to know what the heck is FHA versus conventional versus VA, give us a call, shoot us a text. We'd love to go through all that with you. And don't forget to like and subscribe.